Hello everyone. So I just wrote my first chapter to this book that I began writing called Deep Lust, and yeah, here it goes. Deep Lust, Chapter 1. Personal Thoughts. The grass felt strange on my skin, but in a way it felt amazing. I had my headphones playing with deep bass and the loudest music you might imagine. I was laying on my back, as I mentioned before, atop the grass that surrounds the willow tree that dangles its long leaves above my head. I stared at the clouds, wondering how it would feel to be that high up in the sky forever. My mind drifts off to the point where I start thinking about classic love stories and compare them with more modern fashioned tales of improbable sudden love. I despise everything about both. They are both incredibly despicable and a form of cliches. I don't like the way how they all describe immediate love. I do believe in love at first sight, but fighting for love, or at least hunting for love, is a bad idea. If you have to fight against fate, then God will not appreciate what you've done. And when your time comes, you know what happens next. Sure, call me superstitious, but I don't care about that, because I know I'm superstitious. It doesn't hurt me. If anything, I'm not. I'm just extremely religious. The song that I'm listening to ends, so I pick up my phone to see what's going to play next. Just then, I got a message. It was from my mom. "Luna, come now, emergency!" I got multiple calls from my dad and my sister. I sprang up as fast as possible and sprinted through different rose bushes and poison ivy vines. There was no possible way I could run any faster in my flannel t-shirt, basketball jersey, and my ripped skinny jeans. I got home about 20 seconds later. After I stepped inside the door, I found that nobody was in the bottom floor. I bounced upstairs with record-beating, stomping steps. I made my way into his bedroom, and there he was. My baby brother was having a seizure. It wasn't uncommon, but they still scared me half to death. I called the police as my mom and dad tried to calm down. He did relax, though. Not in a very good way, I think. I don't know what happened to him, but he didn't die. He just must have something. I don't know. I can't think. There's just way too much conflict going around. An ambulance arrived almost instantly. I can't process anything. Not with everything flying around so rapidly. I felt confused, the way you feel after you pass out at noon and wake up at around midnight and have no clock anywhere around you. I feel that multiplied by 50,000. The only thing I can actually thought I hear in my mind is, why does this keep happening to him? What's the cause? I suddenly calm myself down enough to make at least the slightest silhouette of what's happening. "No, stay back. He needs space for air." The masculine voice is so familiar that I can almost instantly remember who it belongs to. My dad. My dad is not exactly screaming at my mom and my sister, but just powerfully inserting the comment, or I'm just sugarcoating the word demanding. He's basically telling them to step away from my 4-year-old brother's hospital bed. I find myself sitting in a chair next to it. To calm him down, I sing his favorite song. I'm not exactly singing, though. It's between humming and singing. Maybe a little louder than mumbling. It's a very sweet, Swedish, calm song. I use it for meditation sometimes. It was then my dad started tearing up. "I'm sorry, honey. I shouldn't be so rough on my 3 favorite women in the whole planet." He walked over to hug me. A few hours later, we were home. I was just screwing around with my Google Plus account. I messaged one of my friends. I only asked her if she wanted to go for a walk on the park and maybe read some books on the benches. If you haven't figured out yet, I'm a pretty basic chill girl. She messaged me back. "Sure, let's go. I'll pick you up at your house in 5 minutes, okay?" Of course I agreed, so we met up, and we just listened to O Marinero in her new silver Lamborghini that I would kill for. She's very rich. Very rich. Her mother is a crazy good worker at a law enforcement business or something, so she gets a lot of raises and extra money. And when that happens, she just gives most of it to her daughter, Kaylee, who is of course the person driving me to the park. She's a saver, not a spender, unlike me. I don't mind much, though. After we arrive, she just talks on and on about her new boyfriend. While we walk, I tell her that he's not a boyfriend. He's not even a friend, at the least. He's just another boy in her life that she's going to get to cling to, be heartbroken by, going to get over, and move on to the next many, many, many guys to come. They only like her for her money, no doubt. And I don't blame them, not at all. Hey, if I was a broke teenage boy on the verge of getting kicked out of my parents' home for the 50th time for pranking all the neighbors continuously, I'd look for a hooker with a lot of money too, wouldn't you? Anyway, while I was thinking all of this, of course I tuned her out. I don't want to listen to all that crap about the apparently hottest, most nicest, most sweetest boyfriend ever. No intentional offense to her, though. I'm just afraid that she's going to get hurt again. I really, really hate seeing Kaylee cry. Like I said, I hate every one of those ridiculous love stories. They're just so unrealistic. Luna, where are you right now? Oh, sorry, I'm just caught up in my thoughts. I just can't help it, you know? Yeah, I do. Sometimes things just happen that you need to think about, or the things that don't happen. What does that mean? I'll look at her and lose my footing. I faceplant into the cement. This day is just not my day at all. First my brother has a seizure, my dad shouts at my mom, and now I faceplant. Ugh. What do you think I mean? Okay, now she's just doing that thing again. That thing is when Kaylee just starts talking like I'm supposed to be like a mind reader or something. I hate it when she does this. So she just does it so extremely often that I used to have to actually remind her when she was doing it. She still does often. Now she still does it unbelievably often that we had to come up with a code word for when she does it. It's stop. Whenever I say stop, she seems confused and mad at the same time, but then she remembers what I mean, and shows me she remembers by singing the oh-so-famous song of realization. Oh! And by oh, I just mean she holds the O for a period of time. You know what I mean, right? Whatever. I guess it doesn't matter anyway, huh? Stop. She stops and turns to me like I've insulted her. Excuse me? A few seconds later, she gets a more friendlier look on her face. Like I said, she casually sings the Oh song. She laughs and says with a fun little smile, Oh my god, hon, I am so sorry. I've got to remember our code word. That is so embarrassing. Why would I ever have to think that my best friend would ever insult me? She gave me a small, quick hug and continued walking with me. Anyway, what I meant by the things that don't happen is that I thought what you might have been thinking about was your lack of a boyfriend. Okay, be honest here. How bad do you really want a boyfriend? I told you, Kaylee. I know that you think it's stupid, but when I see the guy, I know love just works that way. It does. It really does. Kaylee points to a trashy dressed guy. Sort of my style, actually. White jeans, white t-shirt, and a regular football team hat. Luna, that's him. Hi, Cal. Oh, that's her boyfriend? I didn't think she'd ever be with a guy like him. He's the closest you can actually get to my personality. Though I guess that could be the reason why she likes him so much. The thing is, well, you know how I mentioned the first sight thing? It's not exactly my fault, though. If a guy was the exact same as you, and you liked and appreciated yourself just as a normal person would, do you feel the same way? Okay, so that's the first chapter of my book, guys. And what really happened here was Luna went to the park with her friend Kaylee to get her mind off of what just happened with her brother, and she met Kaylee's boyfriend, and she found out that he was exactly like her, so now Luna likes him, pretty much. So that's the beginning part of my story, I guess. That's the roots of it. So it's just gonna keep on growing, and keep in mind that willow tree and the surrounding of grass. Just remember that. And also, bye guys. But before I go, I just want to say, if you have any new suggestions for the first chapter, or any suggestions for the second chapter, which is coming soon, just leave them in the comments. I'll take anything at all. Bye.